If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living love. Yes, I am living love. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living love. Yes, I am living love. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living love. Yes, I am living love. Try as I might to find some earthly treasure to achieve, something to put my troubled mind at ease. Can't let it be. Every time I find salvation is the love in me. The more I give the world, the more that I receive. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living love, that I am living love. Yes, I am living love.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Victoria. Welcome to Unity. My name is Pat Clarkson, and I'll be leading today's service, and I'm also your Sunday speaker. As you're aware, Reverend Vicki Vanderhorst and I are alternating Sundays as speakers. And I mentioned last week after her talk that I love her questions. But I must say, after further consideration, very quick consideration, because I shared at fellowship, I had no intention of moving my fence. I thought my fence was pretty good. It was in the right place. But I discovered after her talk that I need to move my fence. So I'll be moving fences here. I was reading James Dillett Freeman essay. He was Unity's poet laureate and also Unity minister. And I was looking for his answers to the question, what is unity? And I'd like to share with you his answer. He states, Unity does not say, here is a creed, you must subscribe to it. Instead, it says, here are ideas that we feel are true about God, about yourself, about life. If you feel that any of these ideas are acceptable and useful, then use them. We do not offer teachings as final truths that you must accept or be lost. We offer teachings as a set of directions that will help you to find your way. Unity is the church spiritual, the church of the individual growing, seeking, unfolding, becoming what he or she is meant to be. So we ask, what is unity? We could also ask, what is Unity Victoria? And Unity Victoria is a spiritual community that has chosen 5 values to define, describe, to live from, that when people hear them, they will see them being lived out. So please join me now, if you wish to, in affirming Unity Victoria's 5 values. Inclusivity, spirit-led, joy-filled, life-transforming, and compassion. As Unity Victoria is an inclusive community, everyone is welcome. I've decided for the next few weeks that our invocations on Sunday morning are going to be prayers from other faiths. So today we're having a Hindu prayer written by seer Swami Sivananda. It's entitled Universal Prayer. So let us just relax. Become aware of your breath as you settle. O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. Thou art Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss absolute. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, hatred, anger, and jealousy. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold thee and all these names and forms. Let us serve thee and all these names and forms. Let us remember thee. Let us ever sing thy glories. Let thy name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in thee forever and ever. Please join me in song.
Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Here we go. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. Oh. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. It's about love and it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love and it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love and it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Woo! Here we go. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors and let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
I'd like to just welcome Unity Comox Valley to the Sunday Talk. I'm glad you're here. I read a quote yesterday, and to me, it explained exactly what happens to me with questions. Questions when I'm looking within, looking at Pat. And I'd like to share it with you. It's by Mary Reynolds Thompson. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a vast forest. This side of it, you are caught up in the whirl of modern life with its smartphones, freeway traffic, droning airplanes, and ceaseless demands to make money, pay bills, get ahead. But in front of you lies uncharted terrain, wild, unfettered, and vast beyond imagining. It is the place of your forest soul, and it is waiting to be explored. It is the place of your forest soul, and it is waiting to be explored. When I saw the words vastness, unfettered, wild, like sometimes going inside is what are we going to discover? You know, and maybe we've taken a couple steps into that forest and turned around and said, not yet. Or maybe we've gone in 10 feet, 15 feet. We've kind of just stood there and thought, oh, that's not bad. That's like, in fact, it's really lovely. It's things I didn't even know were there. You see, going within is always not a bad thing. You aren't going to discover only terrible things. We discover beauty within our soul also. And this Sunday Talk series, Ask Yourself This, based on the book by Reverend Wendy Craig Purcell, asks us some key questions and then questions about the question. So today we're going to be looking at who would you like to be? Who would you like to be? And I want to share the questions she gives us for consideration. And last week, Reverend Vicky shared about Reverend Wendy talking about how to handle these questions. And one of them was to look at the questions, and if one of them captures your attention or you go, oh, I'm really drawn to that one, to take note of it, maybe even memorize it, and spend time looking at it. You see, that question may intuitively, you're calling that question because it's time and you're ready, whether you think you're ready or not, to take a look, to go further into that wild forest of your soul. So I'd like to read 7 questions. And the first one is what is my intention? What is my intention? When my husband died, I was prepared for the grief. I wasn't prepared for not knowing what my purpose was in my life. And I've discovered that purpose and intention are synonyms for each other. It is living in a direction you've chosen. You're going to attain something and you're living to attain it. And we weren't joined at the hip, but we were in business together. We were a couple. We loved being together, enjoyed each other's company. And all of a sudden I thought, no, because we had dreams for many years yet. He died young. And I remember how it felt not to have a purpose or intention. I felt rootless. It was like I wasn't grounded in anything. Do you want to do this? Yeah, I guess so. What about that? Oh, I guess. Oh, yeah, I can try that. There was nothing focusing me, giving me direction, channeling my activities, making me more productive because I had this intention I was living into. And I remember the day all of a sudden I realized it, and I'd been working on it, praying, meditating, journaling, walking. And I was to spend the rest of my life growing my spiritual faith. The rest of my life. Now, I didn't know how. Didn't have a clue. The only spirituality I had at that point was from AA. I hadn't found unity, hadn't been to the Buddhist temple. But I knew in my very being that that was what I was supposed to do for the end of my life. And look where I am today, guys. You've been all part of that journey, both Unity Victoria and Unity Comox Valley. So the first question is, what is my intention? Second one is, and these are in no particular order, although I would think what is my intention is probably number one for me, is what am I trying to please? Not who am I trying to please, what am I trying to please? The next one is, what am I resisting? What am I resisting? Who or what am I blaming? Who or what am I blaming? And remember, what you discover as you answer these questions will help you decide who you would like to be, who you'd like to be. What does this tell me about myself? What does this tell me about myself? That can be an interesting question. Whom do I need to forgive? Whom do I need to forgive? And then the last question is, am I willing to let go of the size of the life I have known for a bigger life? Am I ready or willing to let go of the life, the size of the life I've known, to have a bigger life? To have a bigger life. A couple of these questions jumped out for me, and I'd like to speak to both of them. And there's one other piece I put in when I was looking at these questions that jumped out at me this week. And I'm going to share what I discovered, because it kind of shares the process I went through. It doesn't mean it'll be the process you go through, but we lived through it. I'm living proof. I'm still here, even though both of them were tough, as it happened for me. But I'm still here. But what else I did was I went back to the spiritual labyrinth we walked, and I thought, I want to see how my release words, which were self-limiting thoughts, and my realized word, mercy, work into answering these questions. Because I receive them as gifts, and they've come into my life. I'd like to know why, how they can help me, what they're about. So the first thing I want to talk about is the question, what am I trying to please? What am I trying to please? This took me a while to figure out. I thought the question really should be, who am I trying to please? However, if I am looking inside myself at my behavior, what am I trying to please? I've discovered sometimes it's within me that I'm trying to please. So here is my question, the start of it. What happens to you when you hear someone name drop? Drop some names. For me, it's like the hair on the back of my neck goes up, and I go, like, why are they sharing that? What's their intent for sharing it? It's not relevant to our conversation. And yet I did something similar to that after fellowship, or during fellowship on January 10th. And after I said something, I felt this twinge in my gut. I think it took me less than 30 seconds to say it, but it was this twinge, and I thought, what's that twinge about? You know, and what had happened was someone had said something about my talk, and I jumped right in and said, you know, oh, yeah, did you know I was working on the talk right till before service? Like right till before service. And that's when I got the twinge. And I thought, what's that twinge about? And I thought, well, maybe it's about how amazing it was that right before service, I get this understanding of how to make I am of I am fairly simple. But the twinge didn't leave with that statement. So I did some journaling. And I thought, why did I share that? I wondered if it was because I wanted you to think how committed I was to doing a good Sunday talk. Or is it because I wanted you to realize how tuned in I am spiritually? By the twinge I got when I asked those two questions, I wanted it for you to think how good I am. My self-limiting thoughts that I was having that I wasn't aware of were about my self-worth. And what I realized was, what am I trying to please with that statement? My ego. What am I trying to please? I do not like that behavior in myself. And thus, I don't like the twinges it brings when I do that. I try to build up my self-worth from human means. And I don't like the twinges because there's something to look at, but bless those twinges, because it's the twinges that help me to learn about me and help me to live out my intention. If I didn't have an intention of growing spiritually, I'd just ignore the twinge. Used to do that for a long time. So, you might say, when you hear me talking about that, well, it's no big deal, Pat. However, it is a big deal for me, because that's not how I want to live. And I'm going to quote Wendy Craig Purcell here, and she says, what does this tell me about myself? What does this tell me about myself is a powerful question. It may cause you to feel vulnerable to self-criticism and ridicule as you look deeply at the places you need to grow. Because of this, it is important that you ask this question non-judgmentally, with a sincere desire to learn about yourself and grow. It is also important to ask the question at the right time, when you are able to hear the answer. You are able to hear the answer. So what did it tell me about myself? Was I still have those subtle, often unheard, unnoticed messages that I am less than. And these self-limiting thoughts create behavior that doesn't take me to be the spiritual being I want to be. And then I thought, well, what about the word mercy? How does that fit into this exercise? And mercy, metaphysically interpreted in the revealing word, is Christ-like treatment toward the suffering. Christ-like treatment toward the suffering. Now, usually I would say that's external. But who is suffering? Me. I read that one. Oh, I'm the suffering one. And this treatment is metaphysically The word treatment is metaphysically interpreted as the spiritual realization of God's truth for oneself and another. And what I realized was if I had phoned any of you and said, I got to talk about what I said and this is what I'm feeling, you would have all treated me with mercy. You would have been gentle with me. You would have accepted my human fallibility, and you would see the good in me that I cannot see at that moment. So I needed to have mercy with myself on this one. So, who am I trying to please? Who are you trying to please? Didn't think it would take me there. So, Reverend Wendy, the question worked. I went within and I discovered something. I journeyed into that forest and found a path and came through the path and came out the other side of the forest. So, the next question is, whom do I need to forgive? That one jumped out at me. Whom do I need to forgive? The definition that I love is the one that Reverend Vicky shared at a class one day. Forgiveness is letting go of the hope that the past will change. Forgiveness is letting go of the hope that the past will change. I read a line recently, and it said, harboring resentment and hate only hurts us. If we refuse to forgive, it is we who suffer most. It's we who suffer most. There's a line from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous that I really find powerful, and it's dealing with resentment. And it says, for when harboring such feelings, resentments, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of spirit. We shut ourselves off from the sunlight of spirit. From the book, The Heart Math Solution, it states, in the long run, it's not a question whether they deserve to be forgiven. You're not forgiving them for their sakes. You're doing it for yourself, for your own health and well-being. Forgiveness is simply the most energy-efficient option. It frees you from incredible toxic, debilitating drain of holding a grudge. Don't let these people live rent-free in your head. They hurt you before, why let them keep doing it year after year in your mind? It's not worth it, but it takes heart effort to stop it. You can muster the heart power to forgive them as a way of looking out for yourselves. It is the one thing you can be totally selfish about. Withholding our forgiveness, no matter how justified we think we are, only punishes us. An unforgiving heart is a blocked heart. Love can neither get in nor get out. Whom do I need to forgive? I look at forgiveness a little differently. The serenity prayer is very important in my life. Remember those words? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I hadn't thought about how I deal with forgiveness differently till I got this question, whom do I need to forgive? You see, I cannot control anyone else. I can only control my behavior and my actions. And I need to live free, to live centered, whole. I need to keep my side of the street clean. I need to be able to clean my side of the street so I can walk down the street with my head held high and not avoid someone, like cut across the street to avoid them, but be able to say hello, even though they may not like me, to treat them with respect. So my question is who do I need to ask forgiveness from? If I'm only clean on my side, I'm clean on my side of the street. I'm not looking at their role. I'm not standing there saying, whom do I need to forgive? If they hadn't done that, I wouldn't need to forgive this. Mine is, Who do I need to ask forgiveness from? And in the past while, I again remember the twinge. I think I've had this knot for a while, but I've just never acknowledged it, just pushed it down. I became aware there's a knot in my stomach, and this question really made the knot come up. My youngest sister, Shirley, who died 2.5 years ago, I wouldn't have made it that first year after Gil died. Shirley came over every day, and she would help me with the bills and all the paperwork because I was Gil's executor, and she'd help me find everything that I lost because I lost everything all the time. And I couldn't have done it without her. And then not very long, a couple of years, well, I don't know, 1.5 years after that, we had a falling out, quite a bad one, and I didn't know what caused it. I think I thought I did, but I couldn't get Shirley to talk about it. She just kept me out of her life. I can remember coming home from the island, and we were at a family meal, and I was outside, and Shirley had come outside. I don't think she knew I was outside, and said, "Shirley, we've got to talk about this." And she burst into tears, and she ran in the house and shut the door. So I just phoned WestJet and changed my ticket and came back early. I didn't know what was going on. And this went on for probably about, 8 years. And I really wanted my relationship back with my sister. So I extended an olive branch. And Shirley was sick, and she'd been in the hospital, and she fell in love with a piece of art on a hospital hall. And I said, "Take me a picture of it. Would you send it to me?" And I did one of those word art pictures for her of it with words that I thought of her love and generosity. And I named it Peanut Butter Squares, and it was a vase of flowers. But Peanut Butter Squares is my favorite, and Shirley always made them for me for years. They were my treat when she'd see me, and she hadn't made them for a long time. And that broke the ice, and I thought, we're back. We're back. We're better, but I've come to realize it was not resolved, and wasn't resolved when she died. There was no way we could talk about it. So I needed to clean my side of the street. I needed to take my focus off her actions, my justifications, because I was thinking I did this, but I had a reason for doing this, did it? And I began to see the situation differently when I stepped away from these self-limiting thoughts. I want to share with you what cleaning up my side of the street looks like. I want to read you a letter of an excerpt I wrote Shirley on the 1st of January. It was the first thing I did in the new year. I knew it was what I was to do. And she's not here, but I know she heard it. I have no doubt, because the knot went away. And this is from part of that letter. "Shirley, please forgive me for not wanting to hear your pain and your need for my presence. You deserve to be heard, respected, supported, celebrated for what you were going and had gone through. You deserve to be loved beyond measure. I wish I could do this in person. Been by your side through your journey, been one of the many loves around your bed. I love you, sister. Always have, always will. It just got lost for a while. Forgive me. Forgive me." Remember, the metaphysical interpretation of mercy is Christ-like treatment towards suffering. I do not know what exactly I did to upset her so severely, but she was suffering. What is my intent? To grow my spiritual faith. I need to show mercy to her, Christ-like treatment. So whom did I need to forgive? Probably myself. I take a look at my side. It's the only one I can control. So, yeah, it's the only one I can control. So the last question I just want to talk about is the question, am I willing to let go of the size of the life I've known to have a bigger life? Because this question stopped me in my tracks. I have discovered that self-limiting thoughts do not have to be negative, because when I read this question, the first thing I said is, well, you're content. You're content. Your home is lovely and you're comfortable there. And you got spikes on your winter boots, so now you can walk all the time. What more do you want, Pat? Are these thoughts stopping me from a bigger life? I'm not talking about a life that has more in it, but do they block the opportunity for more good in my life? I have no answers yet. Like, are they blocking my spiritual growth? Maybe I need to step out a little bit here, get on the edge. I'm not sure. So this is a question I'll be working on. I believe you need to be fearless when you look within. I think that until we actually look inside, we are fearful of the unknown, fearful of what we'll discover. That fear stops us from discovering that what we fear may hold no truth, or there is a reason for that behavior that you did. There's a reason. And that we have a wound that we need to heal, or that it's not true. And if it's not true, you have choices. Now that you have that awareness, you can deal with it. I'd like to close with words on fearlessness, because we need to be fearless if we're going to look inside to see who we would like to be. So from the book, Who Have You Come Here to Be? 101 Possibilities for Contemplation. And I'm going to need glasses to read this one. I have come here to be fearless. Throughout our childhood, we learn to fear things, which sometimes can hold us back later in life. Yet life is always working to help you become more fully the truth of who you are, the essence of your being, where you are free from fear. Fear of succeeding or failing, of intimacy or abandonment, is simply an opportunity to reconnect with our essence. Become willing to release your fear. Embrace each opportunity with a grateful heart, and you will find yourself becoming even more fearless. The affirmation is, fear is a construct learned over time which can be unlearned. Any fear I feel points the way to greater wholeness as I embrace the opportunity to heal myself. And I'll end with a quote from the Sufi poet Hafiz. Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions. Love you all. And so it is. And we'll now move into the meditation. As we prepare for meditation, become aware of your breath. The life-sustaining breath that flows in and through you. Focus on that breath. Allow yourself to release any concerns, any tensions. Just let them evaporate. Allow yourself to move into the stillness. I'm going to draw upon the prayer of protection for today's meditation. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. In the silence, I am of I am. In the silence, I am. Returning our focus to each breath, we bring inner peace with us into the atmosphere around us. We close this meditation time with deeper knowledge of God and our divine nature. We are thankful, restful, and joyful in spirit. And so it is. talk a little bit about prayer. I want to talk about silent unity. You remember that they're available 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, all the time. Have you ever phoned? Have you ever phoned Silent Unity? It's a beautiful experience. And if you phone at certain times of the day, they're so busy that you're put on hold, but I never mind going on hold there. You hear affirmations. It's just lovely. Usually by the time I get through to a prayer chaplain, I'm feeling better already. So please take that opportunity to reach out to Silent Unity and experience it. Experience Silent Unity. I want to talk about the e-bulletin. We are in a new process. So Anna and I are chatting about the e-bulletin, and it's organic, growing. So we need your feedback. So this week you'll notice that there is an actual document you can print off that gives you the words to our 5 values, the prosperity blessing, the Unity Victoria blessing, the prayer for protection. So the words are there if you want to print them off and have them beside you, so you can affirm them with me. And the link to get to fellowship is in our e-bulletin. And it's also the same Zoom code and passcode that you used to go to the services when I was speaking live. So I'm coming online about 11:20, so that I'm there for 11:30 for fellowship. So please join me. But your e-bulletin is going to become important. So we'd really like your feedback, and you send it to info@Unity Victoria. Like your feedback, what's working, what's not, any bouquets you've got, because this is new for all of us. So we'd really like to hear what's working for you also. So it is your e-bulletin. Let's all bring it together and make it work. And one of the things that we affirm at this time is the abundance that's so generously shared within Unity Victoria, because Unity Victoria is 100% self-supporting. And your sharing of the abundance that's in your life keeps Unity Victoria. And so if you would like to affirm with me Unity Victoria's prosperity affirmation, with gratitude, let us affirm: I am an ever-expanding expression of divine abundance. I firmly establish myself in the flow of giving and receiving. I am blessed, and I am a blessing. So, a reminder to join me in fellowship at 11:30. I look forward to your comments, your questions. You're such a vibrant group. Everyone welcome. And you don't have to talk. You can just be part of it. So we're going to close now by affirming Unity Victoria's blessing, the prayer for protection, and the peace song. So please join me in Unity Victoria's blessing. Unity Victoria's spiritual community is abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us, and we accomplish mighty works together. So please join me in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Blessings on your week. Blessings on your week. Please join me in the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all the